In a quiet park, there was a tiny hidden world. Cheese Village. Many little mice lived there. They used old boxes as houses and books as bridges. The most important place was the cheese warehouse, full of yummy cheese. This was their food for the winter. Chubby Mouse was the roundest mouse in the village. He loved eating and sleeping the most. He didn't like adventures at all. This is the best life, he thought. Chubby Mouse took a bite of cheese and stretched lazily. But on this day, a loud scream broke the silence. Oh no! The cheese warehouse is empty. Chubby Mouse got scared and swallowed his last piece of cheese. His mouth was still covered in cheese. What? The cheese is gone? It must be Shadow Fong. The mice all started talking at once. That sneaky and scary black cat always hides in the trash can. He watches us in secret. Shadow Fong was a mean and tricky black cat. He always hid in the dark, and now he stole all the cheese. The wise old mouse sighed. If we don't get our cheese back, we will be very hungry this winter. All the mice were quiet. No one dared to step up. Chubby Mouse touched his empty belly and took a deep breath. Then he said loudly, "I'll go." Chubby Mouse, are you sure? This time, it's different. Chubby Mouse took a deep breath and stood tall. This is not just for me, but for everyone's breakfast. And so, Chubby Mouse started the biggest adventure of his life. Chubby Mouse followed the clues and found a human kitchen. There were big and strange things everywhere. Tall tables and chairs, shiny forks and knives, and a dripping sink. He carefully walked across the table. Finally, on the counter, he saw a big, golden piece of cheese sitting on a plate. Wow! This is the best cheese ever! Chubby Mouse licked his lips and got ready to jump. But he stepped on a spoon by accident. Wah! Chubby Mouse slipped and fell backward. He knocked over a fork. The fork rolled into a pot lid. The lid clanged and rolled across the counter. Then, with a loud "ha!" it hit something. A mousetrap jumped up. Chubby Mouse gasped. He looked closely. It was a trap. If he had taken a bite, he would have been caught. He patted his chest, feeling lucky. Wow, I'm smarter than I thought. Chubby Mouse kept going and found a trash maze. It was so dark, he could barely see his paws. Oh no, this is bad. How can I see where to go? Just then, a tiny firefly lit up and landed on his nose. Wow! Are you a glowing piece of cheese? Chubby Mouse asked. The firefly buzzed around, like it was laughing. Silly! I'm a firefly. But I can help light your way. So the firefly flew ahead, glowing softly. It helped Chubby Mouse avoid broken glass and cans as he walked safely. Thank you, Firefly, Chubby Mouse said happily. Good luck, little Chubby. The firefly blinked and flew into the night sky. Finally, Chubby Mouse reached Shadow Fong's hideout. It was an old, broken warehouse. Just as he was about to sneak in, a dark shadow jumped out fast. Meow haha. You dare to come here? Chubby Mouse turned and ran as fast as he could. But Shadow Fong was too fast. He swiped his paw. He almost caught Chubby Mouse's tail. Chubby Mouse ran and ran, but he was trapped in a corner. Then he saw an old flashlight in the corner. Next to it was a toy dog. He had an idea. He picked up the flashlight and shined it on the toy. The bright light hit the toy. It made a huge dog shadow. The shadow was on the wall. Shadow Fong saw it, and his fur stood up. What is that? A dog. Shadow Fong curled up in fear. He was most afraid of big, scary dogs. Chubby Mouse shook the flashlight to make the shadow move. Make the dog's shadow look big and scary, like it's showing its teeth and waving its paws. Shadow Fong couldn't take it anymore. No. I'm scared of dogs. He ran away fast and never came back. He disappeared into the dark. Chubby Mouse took a deep breath and made sure Shadow Fong was really gone. Then he wiped the sweat from his forehead. He turned around and finally found the stolen cheese. He held the cheese proudly and went back to Cheese Village. When he returned, all the mice cheered. Chubby Mouse, you are amazing. Haha. Now we don't just have breakfast, we have lunch and dinner too. This time, they were not just greedy for food. They used their wisdom and courage to find more food. Chubby Mouse patted his belly happily and said, "Now I finally understand. Just eating and sleeping is not enough. Sometimes, using your brain is more important than using your belly." From that day on, Chubby Mouse was no longer just a lazy eater. That night, Chubby Mouse didn't just bring back cheese, he brought back courage and wisdom. He became the smartest hero in Cheese Village.